I've got a list of questions that generated 43 pieces of content in just 60 minutes. I call this the fake podcast framework. I've been working with entrepreneurs and experts for the past 5 years on their content, and they all seem to have the same problems. 1, they don't have time to create content. 2, they don't know what type of content to create. And 3, they don't have a simple process for capturing this content. To solve for this, I want to share with you the fake podcast framework that's going to help you to create content in a short period of time by simply answering a few questions. I'll also share with you a 5-minute camera setup for good video and audio quality. I'll share with you what questions to ask. And if you stick around to the end, I will show you exactly how to take that 60 minutes of content and turn it into social media clips in just 1 click. To make this even easier for you, I have put this all together in a simple to follow guide. All you have to do is click the link down in the description box below. Tell me where you want to receive it and I'll send it straight to your email. To prove that this actually works, I wanted to give you a real world example. So I called up my buddy Josh. He's a credit repair expert. He's been doing it for years. I went to his office and I walked him through this fake podcast framework. The first part of the process is to set up our camera, audio, lighting, and framing. As far as a camera, you definitely can use your smartphone to film this content. I would just suggest using 4K in 24 or 30 frames per second. If you have a DSLR or mirrorless camera like we're using, I also recommend shooting in the highest resolution possible and using 24 or 30 frames per second. Regardless of what camera you're using, when it comes to lighting, this can make the biggest difference in how your video quality looks. You want to make sure that your subject is lit very well, either with natural light or a dedicated video light. If you're going to use natural light, make sure that the light is facing the subject and not behind them. Here's the difference it makes even when recording with a smartphone. For this setup, we are using the Godox SL60W video light with a small lantern for a nice and soft light on our subject. And don't underestimate the importance of audio. If you're using your smartphone, then I would suggest getting as close as possible. That way you're closer to the microphone. You can also use a wireless microphone, which you can place directly on your subject and then connect it to your smartphone or even your camera. The last part is framing the subject. Make sure you frame yourself or the subject in the center of the frame, leaving them with a little bit of headroom. This goes for both recording vertically or horizontally. And if you're recording horizontally, then definitely make sure to place your subject in the center of the frame and don't zoom in too tight. This will be helpful later on when repurposing this content. What's one misconception your ideal client has about their problem that you want to clear up for them right now?
So one misconception that I want to clear up that my client thinks that they have about their problem is that it can get fixed fast. And that's not necessarily the case, because it took you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years to mess up your credit.
In this section here, I am asking Josh the list of questions that are inside the fake podcast framework. If you want the list of questions, again, the link is down in the description box below, and I'll send it straight to your email. What things would you say make your most successful clients?
Easy. So my most successful clients do just a few very simple things. They respond to me. So like if I reach out, they respond back. You'd be surprised how many of the clients that aren't like very good, they're the ones that don't respond or the ones that don't get the result they want.
And this process of going back and forth, of asking and answering questions, just allows Josh to provide value to his audience in a really natural way. There were certain times where I did have Josh answer the questions with a hook and then give the answer. That's just so that it performs better on social media. And speaking of social media, now let me show you how to take that 60 minutes of questions and answers and turn it into social media clips in just 1 click. So I have open Opus Pro, and with Opus Pro, it has all of these features where you can take your long form content, turn it into shorts. It adds captions, enhances the speech, automatically add B-roll, reframe, even add hooks in the beginning, and a whole bunch of other great features. Cool thing about this, you can upload a file directly to Opus Pro, or you can even upload a link from Google Drive, Zoom, Twitch, YouTube, plenty of other sources. So all I'm going to do is upload the video file. So now we can adjust some of the settings so that we get the best results with Opus Clip. So what we can do is first adjust the clip length. So not only can you do short form with less than 30 seconds, less than 90 seconds, you can also do clips of 3 minutes, 5 minutes, all the way up to 15 minutes if you want. And so this is a clip that's about an hour long. So we could pull some clips that are in that few minute range for, YouTube videos or just breaking down the longer clip. Also, we can tell Opus what type of content it is, or we can let the AI detect it. But they have options for a podcast, if it's lifestyle content, sports, marketing, webinar, lots of different options here. One of the easiest things is to just let AI detect it. But again, if you have a specific podcast or some type of informational, educational, which this is, then we can select it as that. We can also give it specific moments to look for. If there's something specific that we wanted it to pull, or a certain section of the video that we wanted clips from, we can add that here and give it specific instructions. But in this case, I don't want to give any specific instructions. We want the entire video to be considered. Also, with the processing time frame, let's say there was only a certain section of this video that we wanted to pull clips from, we can adjust this time frame so that it only focuses on that, and it actually won't count towards your allotment of minutes in Opus Pro. And when it comes to actually creating the clips itself, they have some different presets that you can use when it comes to captions. I will typically choose this karaoke preset, but again, you can choose any of these other ones that you wish. You can also go back and edit them later. And then I'll go ahead and hit get clips in one click. So now it's telling me it's going to take about 20 minutes to process all of this. So I'll just wait patiently until all the clips are done, and then I'll come back and review all the clips that Opus Pro has created. Okay, so now Opus Pro is done creating the clips, and we have lots of them right here. We have the ability to view these, edit these, make adjustments, all of that stuff. And it was able to do that in just one click. Let's go ahead and view some of these videos.
So if I had to start and build my credit all over again, like start from scratch, there's not much that I would do too differently. So like the good things that I did was I got access to my credit score, and I was looking at my credit score always. So like that's one thing I recommend everyone does, like look at your credit score, whether it's daily, week to week, month to month. Just have some type of schedule to always just make sure you know what's reporting and you know what's on there. That way you're in the know.
So that was a solid video right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this clip just to show you some of the things that we can do. So inside of here, we have the transcription, and we can go through and add words. We can remove words. We can add emojis. We could split the clip, change the different highlight colors for the captions. All that stuff can happen inside of here. We can actually remove filler words. So like ums and ahs, we can remove completely just from a click of a button. Can remove the pauses as well. So if talking a little bit slow and you want to talk a little bit more precise, just like I was right there, then you can click the remove pauses button and it'll automatically do that. Can also auto censor different words in your content. We can also add different B-roll as well. So we can auto generate, AI B-roll or stock B-roll so that it kind of tells a story a little bit more based upon what is being said in the video. So coming back to the transcription, what you can also do is you can remove different parts of the video just by highlighting it, and as if you were editing a Google Doc or a Word doc. And so in the beginning, you can hear my voice speaking, and I'm basically asking Josh this question: how would you rebuild your credit? And so I'm going to remove that part because it doesn't really make sense, and he restates the question. So I'm just going to remove that part of it, and then I'll start with Josh speaking. So all I'm doing is highlighting that and then hitting remove caption and video, and boom, now it's gone. Also, I'm going to remove this pause time. So I just click on that. It's a minute, 1.1 seconds. So I'm just going to remove pause. In fact, I'm just going to remove all the pauses, and that's just going to shorten down the time of our video as well. So if I need to edit a word, it's really simple to do that. All you have to do is click and hit edit or add words. And it just missed the transcription here, but Josh was talking about to Chase credit card. So I'm just going to change the name, change the word to Chase, and then boom, there we go.
We trace credit cards off the.
If I wanted to add some different style captions, I can do that as well. I could change the preset on these. Could do something simple. Lots of different things that you can do with emojis, all of that stuff inside of the editor. So actually I have a whole nother video showing how you can edit all of this stuff. And again, Opus Pro keeps continuing to update stuff. So highly recommend that you plug in with that. There's actually a link down in the description box below, so you could check it out for yourself. And once your video is all set, all you have to do is hit the export button, and then you can download your video. Once it's finished processing, you can download it, and it'll save it right to your computer. And don't forget, if you want the guide to the Fake Podcast Framework, hit the link down in the description box below and I'll send it straight to your email.